how y'all doing out there? Hope all is well with you. Hope everybody's treating you well. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're hanging in there with this stuff that's going on today. Not just that, I hope you enjoying the time you have on with your family. So, but I'm doing schoolwork with my daughter, and I'm doing math. And the math they got today to me is like useless. I mean, I may be wrong. I may be old-fashioned. I mean, if teachers was to hear me say this, they probably would say, well, you just don't know. You're old-fashioned. And maybe so. But I just want to get somebody else's opinion for it. You know what I mean? Tell me what you think about this math. Come on with me and check it out.
We're tuning here, and today we're going to go over Grade 5, Module 6, Lesson 8. For this particular lesson, I'll be using pencil, piece of paper, the Lesson 8 template, and then later in the lesson, we'll be using the problem set. You can find links to the Lesson 8 template as well as the problem set below the video. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is your pencil and your paper. Now in just a moment, I'm going to give you a rule that describes the relationship between x and y points on a line. What I'd like you to do after reading the rule is think of coordinate pairs that would fall along that line. Are you ready? Here's the rule. X equals y.
Okay. They call that a rule. They call this a rule. So I'm going to call it the equation, or the sentence. X equals Y. Now mind you, every time you see something similar to this is considered the rule. Why they name it the rule, I couldn't tell you. They would have to explain that to me too. But I just want you to see what's going on in the type of stuff they teaching the kids today.
Think of two coordinate pairs that would fall on that line. Did you come up with some coordinate pairs? I thought of simple one, 1, 1, and the next one, 2, 2. Ready for the next rule? This rule describes the relationship between the coordinates of a set of points. Read the rule with me. Y is 1 more than x.
Y is 1 more than X. That's the rule, the sentence, the question, or the statement. I would say more so a statement. Y is 1 more than X. Okay? And remember, I just want you to know the X will always be on the left-hand side. So this is two different equations, I'm going to say, or two different workouts. This is 1, this is 2. They separate. So one of them, this is the X on this side. That's X, and this is Y. And they say X equals Y. So in this case, X equals Y would be 1, 1, because they equal the same thing. And she has 2, so she used the number 2. X and Y. X is 2, Y is 2, because X equals Y. How you like that one? Now, we're doing Y is 1 more than X. Check it out.
Now think, how can we find the y coordinate of a coordinate pair that follows this rule if x equals 0? Please pause the video and...
Right there alone, they got me. Coordinates. Coordinates pair. Okay? So, you would have to know what coordinates is. Do you know what coordinates is? Yeah. Well, let's continue.
Share with someone at home. How can we determine the y pair, or the y point, if x is equal to 0?
Don't get it twisted. I kind of understand what they're saying. I just don't understand what the purpose is. Okay? X equals 1 more than y, y equals is 1 more than x. Y is 1 more than x. That's the sentence. Okay? So, x is the 0 because the 0 is on the left-hand side facing it. So the 0 is x. The y goes on the opposite side, on the right-hand side. So the y is 1 more than x. X is 0, so 1 more than 0 would be 1. I understand that. Just tell me what's the purpose.
I hope you had some time to share with someone at home. In reading this rule, y is 1 more than x. In order to determine what y would be, I thought, well, if x is 0, I would just have to think, well, what is 1 more than 0? That's 1. So the coordinate pair would be 0, comma, 1. On your own now, just like we did before, think of 2 other coordinate pairs that would fall on this same line that follows this rule of y is 1 more than x.
So Unique did this. She did this part. Her coordinate pair was 5 and 6. So 5 is the x, 6 is the y. 1 more than 5 would be 6. And the other coordinate pair was 7.8. Okay? And so 7.8 is the x and 8.8 is the y. 1 more. Then, so that's what she got. Again, what's the purpose? Okay, let's get back to the video.
Do that now. What'd you come up with? I came up with 2 and 3. And then I tried to get a little bit creative, and then I thought about 4.5 and 5.5. Ready for the third rule? The third rule states the following. Say it with me. Y is 5 times x. Now, before we think of coordinate pairs, let's think.
Y is 5 times x. So, she's going to ask, how could you say that in another way? So you would say 5 times x is y. So Unique did it like this. She did it like this. She did, remember x is on the left-hand side. So she said x, 10 times 5 equals 50. So her x is 10. 5 times 10 is 50, which makes y 50. But what's the point when you can just say 5 times 10 is 50? You know? So I'm kind of get it, but I just don't understand why, what the point is, and why we waste time on this type of thing when half the kids don't even know how to multiply for real. I'm going to put her to the test in a minute. But yeah, I just wanted you to see the type of work they're getting today. It makes me think that somebody's home drinking a bottle of wine, making $150,000 a year just to come up with stuff like this for the kids. That, to me, is nonchalant. I might be wrong. I know I'm getting older and I'm getting older and everything, so I might be behind the times. They just would have to explain to me why and what's the purpose of this type of math.
For a moment. What is another way that we can state this rule? I want you to pause the video here and think of two different ways that we can state this same rule. I'd love to know what you came up with. I came up with the following. Multiply x by 5 to get y. And another way I stated it was that x is 1/5 of y.
Do you understand that? X is 1/5 of Y. If it's 5, you got 5 fingers, 1/5 of 5 fingers is 1. Okay, so X is 1/5 of Y. So if 5 times X is 5.
Now that we've come up with two different ways that we can state the rule of y is 5 times x, I'd like you to now think about the coordinate pair that follows the rule.
I already told you about the coordinate pair because Unique had X is 10. 5 times 10 is 50, which would be Y. I already told you that and showed you that. Now I'm going to get Unique to come in here and do something, a regular math problem. Give me a minute. Okay, Unique, I want you to pick one of them to do. Which one you want to do? The multiplication?
Yep.
All right, do it.
5 times 5 is 25, right? So you put the 25.
Go ahead and do it.
But 2 times. What are you doing?
You're writing so little, you acting like you don't want nobody to see it. Okay, let's erase you. You're going to erase 5 minutes?
Okay. That's 25. Put that 2's 25 right here.
You're going to put 25 right there?
Yeah.
You can't put 25 right there, Unique. You see what I mean? They teaching them stuff. Do the subtraction.
No, I could do this.
Okay, well then you did it, started off wrong.
That's what I used to do in school, but
Then if you did that in school,
sometimes,
I know you wrong.
But this is how I really do it in school. 5 times 5 is 25. I put the 5 right here, carry the 2.
Well, do it.
That's what I usually do.
Well, that's the only way to do it, Unique. Let me hear what you're saying. Now, how did you get 6?
2, 4, 6.
No, how do you get 6? There ain't no 2, 4. That's multiplication.
Oh. What was that first?
Now, you tell me, what do they need more practice with? They need more practice with regular math. They saying that they need math. Well, you need math. You have to know how to divide. You have to know how to multiply. And you have to know how to subtract. Okay? Okay. 5 times 5 is 25. You carry the 2, Unique. Then you say 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. So you put the 2 down and carry the 1. You tell me. Please tell me. They need, I told you, the average one of them ain't gonna be able to do it right away. You have to show them all over again, but yet they showing them something with, like I just showed you. Please tell me. Please tell me.
No. Don't do that. I'm not finished.
I know you're not finished.
That's how I usually, I put the 5 times 5 down. and then I curl the 2 up top.